Welcome to the Sunday morning simulcast with Rom Wills. Sometimes you have to take a leap of faith. Sometimes you just have to take a leap of faith. Now, you know what? I know we have our ideas about what we want to do, sometimes we have a plan behind it, or we'll think it over. But sometimes we get to the point you just got to make that move. Sometimes you just got to jump. Sometimes you're overthinking it. Because sometimes when you're overthinking something and moves you should make, the problem is, it's always great to think about something. It's always great to plan something. But sometimes people get in that paralysis of analysis. They thinking about it so much, they don't make any moves. Or they asking everybody. There are people who go through life who had a plan to do something. In fact, it never fails. Now, I know I'm known for talking about relationships, but I talk to a lot of people about just motivation just to make it in life. And I've lost count of how many people had some idea to do something, some plan, some idea they ran by me. And anybody who's ever talked with me, they'll tell you, my first thought is go for it. Go for it. And then I'll tell them that. Then I might not talk to them for a few months or maybe even a year or so. I'll talk to them and I'll say, oh, yeah, I remember you. Hey, how's that thing going? Well, I haven't done it yet. And I'm like, what? Yeah, I get a lot of women who say that's why I did it in that tone. Because I'm thinking about some people now. And some guys be the same way. But I'm just like, wait a minute. Hold up. What you waiting on? It sounded like a great plan. But they didn't do it. They were thinking about it because, they thought about the positives, but the negatives came to it. Let me tell you something that I found. It's easy to think about the negatives of something. It's easy to think, well, what if I fail? It's easy to think, well, this might not work. People might not get it. And I'm going to tell you what, it might fail. Let's be real. A lot of businesses fail. A lot of ideas fail. A lot of things go wrong. That's part of life. But here's the thing. Yes, things could fail. Things could go wrong. They could also go right. It could be the best thing that you've ever done. I'm going to tell you what, in business, I got notebooks full of business, not businesses, but stories I haven't written. Ideas that I had. I could tell you about some businesses that I looked into. Like one time I thought about a business of getting a bunch of people together in like a sports singles club. It didn't quite work out. Okay. But at least I tried it. See, sometimes you just have to just go. You just have to try it anyway. And if you fail at it, that ain't for you. At least you know now. You don't have to think about it anymore. You can move on to the things that are right for you. But when you win, you get so much. It could launch you. It could change your entire life. It could take you to places you never thought you would go. All because you took that leap of faith. And I do say faith because, when we take in a leap, it's hard to say. If it's a true leap, we don't know what's going to go on. We're not sure. If we're sure about it, we're not taking a leap. We're just walking into it. Sometimes you just have to go for it anyway. You just have to jump. I remember my step-grandfather, he was a swimming instructor in the Navy. He said, to teach people how to swim, we just threw them in the water. Hey, it's kind of rough, but you see what happens. And you got to go for it. Best way to know stuff, you got to go for it. And you got to take that leap. You can't hold back. I'm going to tell you what, and I heard a motivational speaker say this, and I've repeated it a few times. And I'm not sure who's the originator of this particular saying, but this motivational speaker said, and like I said, I don't even know if it's the original, but said, if you want to see a place where there are great ideas, just go to a cemetery. A lot of people didn't take that. I've seen so much talent. Look, there's so many people out here, men and women who got talent. They got ideas. I talk to people and they have something that they are very good at, but they never do it. They never take that step. They think about it so much that they get feared. They think about the negative side of it. I'm going to tell you what, it's nothing wrong with paying attention to that. And it's great to know all angles, but like I said, you can get a positive thing out of it too. It's better just to jump, and you just got to go for it. In fact, when you take that leap of faith, that goes for more than just any plans you have. Sometimes you might have an idea about going in a different direction in life. Not even about business. You might decide, you know what, eating all these donuts aren't good for you. They ain't good for you. Too much sugar, putting on extra weight. But then you thinking, well, they taste good and all of that. I got to get off of them. Sometimes you just have to take that leap of faith and just stop. I had an older cousin who used to be a smoker. And she knew it was bad. One day she just stopped. She just took that leap of faith and said, you know what, I'm going to stop. And she believed she could. Because part of faith is believing in something unseen. You don't know what's going to happen. Because at the end of the day, you don't know. When you're going for anything, when you're trying to stop a bad habit, start a business, whatever, you really don't know what's going to happen. Because the truth of the matter is, no one can see the future. No one. The only thing you have is an idea of what could happen. But you're not going to know what will actually happen until you actually jump out there and do it. And this is very key. This is very, very key for any person to understand. You have to do it. It's like no ifs, ands, and buts. Do you want to keep living the life that you're living? Do you want to keep saying to yourself, what if? Do you want to be one of those people who are on a bad job for many years, but you always had that idea, and then you get to the point where you even have the ability to do it? I mean, you just get older or other things happen. Do you want to be one of those people that look back at something and say, what if? When you're about to transition into the afterlife, do you want to be looking back and say, what if? What if I did this? I'm going to tell you something about me, and people can call this bragging or whatever you want to call it. I can actually look back at my life and say, I've done everything I want to do. Well, there's one thing still left. That's global domination. I'm still working on that one. So other than that, I always look back and say, no, I did that. I did that. It's like I don't have a bucket list. That world thing, that's a big one. That's going to take a while. So you just have to take that leap of faith anyway. You don't want to have any regrets. The worst thing to go through life with is regrets. Be able to say, you know what, I took that leap of faith. And if you win, great. If you lose, you got a lesson. You know what you can't do. But I'm going to tell you something, even if you lose, sometimes that'll point you in the true direction you should go in. Sometimes that'll do it. So it's not quite a loss. It's more of a learning experience. So I want y'all to think about that. So anyway, that's all I got for now. Think on what I said. And for all of you, every single one of you has some idea to do something, take that leap of faith. Just jump. All right? So keep rising, everyone. Peace and blessings.